Hi guys, today we're looking at Chapter 4, Length, Area and Perimeter. Our learning intentions for today are by the end of this lesson you'll be able to find the area and perimeter of 2D shapes, the area and circumference of circles and sectors of circles, and solve problems involving areas. Let's remind ourselves of our formulas and definitions for 2D shapes. The area is the amount of flat space that a shape occupies, and the perimeter is the sum of the lengths of all sides of a shape. This is a rectangle. The area of a rectangle is given by length times width. The perimeter is given by 2 times L plus 2 times W. A square has an area of length times length, which is equal to length squared, and the perimeter is 4 times the length. A triangle has an area of a half times the base times the perpendicular height. A parallelogram has an area of base times height. And a trapezium is a quadrilateral that has one pair of parallel sides. It has an area of a half times A plus B times H, the height. Let's look at our circles. So pi is equal to the circumference of a circle divided by the length of the diameter, where the diameter is a chord that goes through the center of the circle, and the radius is half of your diameter. The area of a circle is given by pi r squared, and the circumference is given by 2 pi r. The sector of a circle is a portion of the circle bounded by 2 radii and including the arc. Here is a sector of a circle. The area of a sector is pi r squared times the angle subtended to make this sector divided by 360 degrees. The length of an arc is given by 2 pi r multiplied by the angle subtended divided by 360 degrees. Note that when you're using these formulae, then your angle must be in degrees. Okay, let's look at a few example questions. Find the area and circumference of a circle of radius 8 centimeters and give your answer in terms of pi. Whenever we are solving for the area of a shape, the first thing we do is write down our formula for that area. In our case, the area of a circle is equal to pi times r times squared. Substituting in the values that we know, we get pi times 8 squared, which gives us 64 pi. And our unit is centimeters squared. We know our unit is centimeters squared as we measured our radius in centimeters, and the area is always a squared. The circumference of a circle is given by 2 times pi times r. This is equal to 2 times pi times 8, which gives us 16 pi centimeters. Let's look at another question. The area of a circle is 98.56 centimeters squared. In this case, we're asked to calculate the radius, so we want to find an unknown dimension when we are given the area of your circle. The first thing we do here is write down what the area is equal to. Our area is equal to 98.56. We then substitute in our formula for the area. Pi r squared equals 98.56. Now substitute in any other known values. We know that pi is equal to 22 over 7, so substitute this in. This gives us 22 over 7 times r squared equals 98.56. I now need to solve for r. This means I want r on one side of the equation and all of the other values on the other side. Let's divide everything by 22 over 7. This leaves us with r squared equals 98.56 over 22 over 7. And now to find r on its own, we square root both sides of our equation. This gives us r is equal to the square root of 31.63, which is equal to 5.6 centimetres. Let's try another example where we have to find the unknown and unknown dimension. This time we're told that the circumference of a circle is 44 pi millimetres. Find the length of the radius of the circle. Again, we're going to follow the same steps. Write down what you were given. We're told that our circumference is equal to 44 pi. We now write down our formula for the circumference. This gives us 2 pi r equals 44 pi. We now want to solve for r, so we want r on one side of the equation and everything else on the other side. The first thing we can see here is that there's a pi on both sides of the equation, so they cancel out. We're left with 2r equals 44. r is equal to 44 over 2. Therefore, r, our radius, is 22 millimetres. Please, any formulae, when doing any question which involves area, perimeter, or volume, the first thing you should always do is write down the formula that you're going to use. In my case, I'm looking for the area of a sector. Therefore, the area of the sector is equal to pi r squared times theta divided by 360 degrees. Let's substitute in what we know and solve for our area. The area of our sector is equal to 22 over 7 times 12 squared times 162 over 360, where we can see in the diagram that 12 millimetres is the radius of your circle, or of your sector. Multiplying these all together gives us our area of our sector as 203.66. Our unit is millimetres, and area is always a squared value, so our unit of the area in this case is millimetres squared. In part 2, we're asked to find the arc length of the sector. Let's write down our formula for the arc length. That's 2 pi r times theta over 360. This is equal to 2 times 22 over 7 times 12 times 162 over 360. Note that we're using 22 over 7 for pi, as it states this in the question. So our length of our arc is equal to 2 times 22 over 7 times 12 times 162 over 360. And multiplying this all together gives us our arc of 33.94 millimetres. In part 3, we're asked to find the perimeter of the sector. The perimeter of the sector is all of the edges added together. So in this case, our perimeter of our sector is 2 times the radius. So we have our radius and our radius here. So 2 times the radius plus that arc length, which we found in part 2. Therefore, our perimeter is equal to 2 times 12 plus 33.94, which gives us 57.94 millimetres. Please pause and take down this example. Okay, let's try another question. The area of a rectangular lawn is 204 metres squared. The length of the lawn is 5 metres more than its width. Calculate the perimeter of the lawn. Again, as we said, with all area, volume and length questions, the first thing we do is write down the formula that we have. So we're told that our area is equal to 204 metres squared. That means that length times width is equal to 204. And we know that 2 times the length plus 2 times the width equals a perimeter. So I need to use the information I am given in the question to find the length and width. Once I find the length and width, I can then find my perimeter. Let's look at what we're told. Let's call x the width. And we're told that the length of the lawn is 5 metres more than the width. That means your length is equal to x plus 5. Substituting this into our formula for the area gives us x times x plus 5 equals 204. I'm now going to expand my equation and solve for x, the width. X times x gives me x squared. X times 5 gives me 5x. And bringing the 204 to the other side gives me minus 204. This is all equal to 0. We want to solve for x, so in this case we must factorize our trinomial. So we need to find the factors of our n values that will add to make our middle number. The factors of 204, the factors of minus 204, which make 5, are 12 and 17. This gives us x minus 12 times x plus 17 equals 0. We now need to solve for x. So putting both brackets equal to 0 gives us x is equal to 12 or x is equal to minus 17. However, our width cannot be negative. Therefore, x is equal to 12. I have now found my width is 12 and I can use this information to find my length. I know that x plus 5 equals the length. Therefore, 12 plus 5 equals the length. 17 meters equals our length. I now have my length and my width, so I can go ahead and find my perimeter. 2 times my length plus 2 times my width equals my perimeter. Therefore, 2 times 17 plus 2 times 12 equals my perimeter. 58 meters is equal to my perimeter. Please pause and take down this example. Okay, let's look at another question. This is exercise 19.1, question 11. Here we have to find the area when we have a shape that has more than one, when we have an object that is made up of more than one shape. A semicircular end of a glass window is shown. 2 sections of the window are tinted in a colour. In part A, we're asked to find the area of the triangular untinted glass in the window. The first thing we do is write down our formula for the area of a triangle. A half times base times height equals the area of a triangle. We now substitute in the values that we know. This gives us a half times our base, which is 49, times our height, which is 24.5. We can see in this question that your height is the radius of your circle. We know the diameter of the circle is 49, so half of that gives us 24.5. The height is 24.5. Therefore, the area of your triangle is a half times 49 times 24.5, which gives us 600.25 centimeters squared. In part B, we're asked to find the area of the green tinted glass used in the window, and we're told to let pi equals 22 over 7. Okay, the area of the green tinted glass is equal to the total area of a semicircle minus the area of a triangular glass, which equals the area of the green tinted glass. So to find the area of the green tinted glass, we need to find the total area of the semicircle and take away the area of the triangular glass. The area of a semicircle is equal to pi r squared, the area of your circle, divided by 2. This is the same as writing a half times pi r squared. The area of your triangular glass has been found in part A. This is equal to 600.25. Let's find the area of our semicircle. Substituting in what we know, the area of your semicircle is a half times 22 over 7 times 24.5 squared. And taking the area of your semicircle from the triangular area gives us 943.25 minus 600.25 equals 343 centimeters squared. So the area of the green tinted glass is 343 centimeters squared. In part C, we're asked to express the area of your green tinted glass as a percentage. To write this as a percentage, it is the area of our green tinted glass divided by the total area multiplied by 100. This gives us 343 over 943.25 times 100. Putting this into our calculator and rounding it to the nearest percent gives us 36%. Please pause and take down this video. Please pause and take down this example.